Today we will be talking about analyzing a marriage prospects of a female native by Tamil classics. You see, the classics of Parashar are also good, but let me elaborate the things. As per the Tamil classics, the parameters for analyzing any query, any aspect in life are most amazing. 99.9% astrologers only use the Parashar astrology, but if you add the Tamil scriptures, the classics in the Tamil scriptures, you get stunning results. So in this article and in this video we are going to discuss the prospects of a female for marriage purposes. The native is born in New Delhi. For reason best known, I am not disclosing the birth details. This is for the upcoming astrologers and educational purposes only. The chart is of Taurus Lagna. Taurus Lagna is the second house of the natural zodiac, and as per the Tamil classic, it is said that marriage is not very conducive for natives born with Taurus Lagna. It has got a Kalatra dosha. So, and there is Rahu and Ketu in the 1-7 axis. There is Mercury retrograde combusted with Sun and Rahu in the 7th house. And Mars is debilitated. The 7th lord from Lagna and 7th lord from Moon is Mars placed in the 3rd house of acquaintance. The 7th lord goes in the 3rd house of acquaintance and neighborhood and is debilitated and retrograde. And the Navamsha rising is of Pisces, which is the sign of the 7th pad, and again Rahu and Ketu are in the 1-7 axis. The native is born on Monday and the nakshatra is Vishakha. She is born with the Mrityu Yoga, and this indicates that there will be untoward happenings in her life all of a sudden and will give anguish and pain in her life. The Panchang of the day is the native is born on Monday and the moon is placed in the Vishakha star in the 6th house, which is forming a Mrityu Yoga, not good for the native. Sudden happening in life which may bring anguish and pain. The Tithi is Amavasya and the moon is weak in the chart. The Karna is Chatushpad and malefic Karna. Jupiter, though in Pushkar Navamsha, in the 5th house is in Vishghati, Karka for spouse. We can say that the spouse will be well placed but will have ill health. Mercury placed in the 7th house as the MCL mid-cusp lord of the 7th house is under combustion, and retrogression is not good for marriage, especially when it is with Rahu and Sun. 7th lord from Lagna and the 7th lord from Moon in the Rashi chart is Mars and is debilitated and retrograde. 7th house from Venus is Riktam and the lord is Jupiter. Mercury is the 7th lord of the Navamsha and placed in the 6th house with Mars. The 7th lord of the Rashi chart opens the secret for marriage that there will be disputes concerning the relationship. Both the 7th lord of the Rashi chart and the Navamsha are placed together in the 6th house, and Moon and Mars and Mercury combination in D1 or D9 for a female is not good. So both Mercury and Moon are afflicted. So clearly shows that the mental condition of the female is not stable. Venus placed in the 8th house and the 12th and the 8th house from Venus is under affliction. The dispositor is ill placed from Venus. The dispositor of Venus and dispositor should be well placed from Venus. Only then Venus gives you good results. And Venus is debilitated in Navamsha with Ketu in the 7th house. Ill placed, and it is also ill placed from the Garbhashishta planets, which are the seeds of our life, as per the Tamil classics. In Parashar, we do not give any importance to the Garbhashishta planets. Which is, all this shows negative. The promise for marriage is not very good. Affliction to the 7th house. Placement of Rahu, Sun and afflicted Mercury produces havoc in the life of the native, especially when Mercury is afflicted and Rahu stronger than Venus and Sun producing heat. And close, Mercury is very close to Sun. Affliction to the 7th house is havoc, and such a native can even kill. When Mercury is afflicted in the chart of a female, then, and especially when it is placed in the 7th house, such a female has the capacity to kill her children even and run away with her lover. MCL of the 7th house, mid-cusp lord of the 7th house. MCL of the 7th house, Mercury is ill placed from Venus, the Karka for marriage, and afflicted badly in the 7th house can produce havoc in marriage. Only unafflicted Mercury is welcome in the 7th house, especially for females. Venus to MCL, the Dasha of afflicted planets will create havoc, and Dasha of Mercury has just started in 2022, early 2022. Dasha of Mercury is an operation of the MCL of the 7th house, hence will spoil the marriage. Any marriage which has been fixed will spoil it. It is said that if a female has afflicted Mercury in the 7th house, we have already talked about it. Such are the conditions for afflicted Mercury, since it is the son of moon and is called bastard. Karka Venus for marriage. Venus placed in the 8th house and the disposter ill placed from Venus shows weakness in Venus. More so in the 8th house, 8th and the 12th from Venus is under affliction, and Venus is debilitated and with Ketu in the 7th house of the Navamsha chart. Venus in the 8th house, people do not have fixed morals. They are not good. They don't follow rules. Normally they flout the rules of the social Upkarka for marriage. The Upkarka for marriage is Rahu and is stronger than Venus. Hence, the marriage will not be worth it. Especially the placement of Rahu in the 7th house for females is not good. And Rahu is stronger than Venus. How marriage will run after marriage is depicted by Rahu. And Rahu is stronger than Venus. So, there is every possibility that the person may be derailed from the path of marriage. 7th Pada Saptama Root. The sign is Pisces, and the 3rd, 5th and 7th Tara from Jupiter, because Jupiter is the lord of the Saptama Root Pisces, will bring havoc in the life of the native. Here Mercury is the Vipit Tara, the 3rd Tara from Jupiter. Hence Mercury Dasha starting may break the relationships for marriage which have been fixed, and they have been broken. Vivahasam, the sign is Libra and has been activated by both Jupiter and Saturn. So whatever has to happen for marriage will take place. Whether marriage will break or marriage will take place will only be depicted by Libra, and it has moon. And transit Ketu is transiting over the moon. The malefic transiting over the Vivahasam is not good, especially Ketu. So, and the marriage relationship, will go for a toss around the 14th April 2022, since Jupiter will aspect the sign Libra till 13th April 2022. The Navamsha is also Sagittarius. The Lord is Jupiter. Declination of Venus. As per declination method, the Venus will be placed in the 7th and 8th house as per the age of the native. Since afflicted will spoil the marriage prospects, especially when Venus falls back in the sign Sagittarius over the natal Venus for 116 days in transit. We all know that Venus overstayed in 2021 to 27th from December, probably November, December, January, February. It is 116 days. Go back 116 days from 27th of February. 27th of February, it goes back in Capricorn. But before that, it was fallen, it was retrograde over the natal Venus in the 8th house. So it will bring the age as per the age and as per the declination and as per the transit, all are afflicting Venus. So, Navamsha, the sign Pisces is rising and afflicted by Rahu, aspect of Mars and Saturn. Rahu Ketu influencing the Rashi and Navamsha in the 1-7 axis is most crucial for healthy relationships. Sun placed in the 7th house. In both cases, Sun is placed in the 7th house in the Rashi and the Navamsha, and especially in the Navamsha when Sun is placed, it produces great heat and their relationships break. Mathematical Navamsha. The Nakshatra Lord of the Navamsha is most important for marriage. It gives a clue for marriage, how the marriage will be. And the Nakshatra Lord of the Navamsha, as per the mathematical Navamsha chart, is Ashlisha, and the Lord is Mercury, and Mercury is afflicted badly. So, where is the question of a good marriage and good relationships? Yamashukra. The longitude of Yamashukra is Aquarius 14 degrees 58 minutes. Gulika is also in Aquarius, not good. Yoga Sputa is Cancer sign, 21.18 degrees, having debilitated Mars. The 7th Lord, Venus, is placed in the 8th from the Yoga Sputa, is not good for marriage. Marriage will not last even if marriage takes place. Manglik consideration. The girl is Manglik from both in the Rashi and Navamsha from Venus, and the girl will have craving for sex. Trishamsha. The Lagna of the Trishamsha Virgo should not be afflicted in the Navamsha chart, and it is afflicted. It is having debilitated Venus and Ketu along with Sun. The 7th Pad Pisces, the 3rd Nakshatra Lord is Vipat Nakshatra, and hence the Mercury will bring break in the relationship since a Vipattara. Saturn is afflicting. The Dasha is Mercury, Saturn till 11th July 2022. Saturn is afflicting the 7th Lord Mars in the Rashi and aspect the Mars. Mercury in the 6th house in Navamsha, and Saturn aspects the Lagna and Mercury and Mars in the 6th house. So Saturn becomes the key planet, and Saturn transit over the natal transit will bring a breakup, especially when over Saturn and in the 7th house from Mars, the Lord of the 7th house and the Lord of the 7th house from Moon, there is affliction. There is, first of all, Venus goes in Capricorn, goes back in Sagittarius, again comes back there, then has a planetary war with Mars in Sagittarius, then in Capricorn, then Venus has a planetary war with Saturn, and then there is planetary war of Mars and Saturn in the 7th house from Mars in transit. So right from February to April will be a period of turmoil, and there will be the difference of opinion between the two wherever the marriage has been fixed. And when Mercury goes in debilitation, things will escalate. So this is all, friends. I just wanted to share the transit of Mars, Venus, Saturn and Mercury. Then the progression chart. The progression chart is the most amazing chart which opens the secret of everything. The sign rising is Gemini, the 2nd house of the natal chart, the family, growth in the family. And the Lord is Mercury, placed in the 6th house with Moon, debilitated Moon. And there is exchange between debilitated Mars and debilitated Moon. So this is not good. It is spoiling. And then there is planetary war between Venus and Saturn in the 8th house. And in transit also there is a planetary war between Saturn and Venus. It opens clearly that the day on which the planetary war took place around the April, things have taken a bad shape. So friends, this opens up everything. This is all I just wanted to say, that the classics, the Tamil classics are amazing. They are self-explanatory. The moment you draw the chart, you can see for yourself everything. So the additional things are the progression chart, which is most amazing, the Yamashukra, the mathematical Navamsha, the Garbhashishta, and the declination of planets, which is not, all these parameters are not used in Parashar. So these are additional features which open the secrets of the chart, whether it is profession, whether it is marriage, or anything for that purpose. So in my next video, we will be discussing about career and finance. Thank you very much for listening to me. Have a good day. Bye bye.